astronauts, this is Brandi and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. As always, we have another wonderful pick a card for you guys. This week's pick a card is who is jealous and why? We have 8 piles to choose from, which we haven't had 8 piles in so long, but it's Mercury retrograde, so we're gonna get back into the mix. Before we do, I do want to remind you that information for private readings is in the description box below. All you have to do is go to my website, astrotarotresearch.net. If you are trying to use the PayPal option and it's not working for you, all you have to do is send the payment through my link, which I will also have in the description box available to you, and you can send me a message that should be at the bottom of my site. Also, if you guys are interested in a weekly tarot astrological forecast, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram at astro_tarot research. I post every Saturday and Sunday a weekly vibrations, a weekly look ahead, a 3-card pick a card selection. That was kind of a tongue twister for you guys to choose from if you guys are so interested. This week, it actually took me quite some time to upload things due to Mercury retrograde. I had to like re-edit, repost, took like several hours. Very frustrating, so I would very much appreciate if you guys took the time out of your day to have that look ahead. And if you just want to become part of a closer knit astrological astro fam, then follow me there. And I also try to post some other astrological insights which I have planning and coming for you guys. So we're going to just hop right into this before any more sort of issues arrive. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5, pile number 6, pile number 7, and pile number 8. Sit back, relax, and choose, and we're just going to get into this reading. Pile number 1, we're going to see who is jealous of you and why. So, the 2 of Pentacles to describe the person. So this can describe a few things. This could describe someone who is of a different sort of cultural background, whether that's they're from a different country, they're from a different class, they're from a different ethnicity. This can also be someone, if we're describing their personality, who comes off very like easygoing, who comes off very like fun and friendly and, you know, go with the flow, free-spirited. This can also mean someone who is juggling a lot of different things on their plate, okay? You know how people are saying, oh, I got a lot of different things going on in my life. I got this I'm doing and that I'm doing. This is someone of that sort of character or nature. Okay, so let's move on to how they are connected to you. We have Judgment. Okay, this is someone probably from your past with Judgment here. Either that, it's basically saying that you guys are in the same field, because sometimes I get Judgment to represent like a calling in life, like this is something I'm called to do. So this is either someone who works in the same field as you, or like they're in the same sort of field of study if you're in school. And it's basically, or like I said, it's someone from your past. This is their connection to you based off the cards based off the information that the cards are sort of giving me, okay? So let's see why they're sort of jealous. We have Temperance here, and then we're gonna have this card to express how they express their jealousy, okay, with the 8 of Pentacles. So why they're jealous is because you seem to sort of have more control over things. And you seem to be a little bit more sure of yourself, okay? So, like I said, this person, more than likely, is somebody who struggles to find balance, who's someone who can't handle everything that's going on in their life, somebody who's not the most organized person. They're still trying to get everything going, trying to figure out a pattern, a pace, figure out what's working for them, which is why this is like, it's really giving me like, I work with you, you're somebody from my past, and for the most part I'm getting like, this is like, I work with you, I go to school with you sort of energy. And possibly at work or school, you present yourself in a life that's very highly organized, very neat, and very put together, because temperance is also saying that this is someone, you're someone who at least comes off as a very like calm, very tranquil, like you don't let things get to you sort of aura. And this person, they're fumbling, okay? They might be a little clumsy. They might forget things. They may, like I said, they may not be that organized, and they are sort of jealous of you and the fact, it sounds crazy, like it sounds like ridiculous, but they're jealous of you and the fact that you seem to come off calm, cool, and collected, okay? And they are just like, how does this person doing this? They're like, we're either working the same thing, or we're in the same field, or we're given similar tasks, and this person, they're like, man, you just handle things with the breeze. Another thing is, because temperance is associated with Sagittarius card, and the Two of Pentacles can represent going in like sort of two different directions. With the Sagittarius card has a very strong, solid belief system, okay? So this person could possibly be jealous that you have very strong convictions, and this person is kind of like, they ride the fence a lot, and they just like, they can see one side and they can see another side, and they kind of flip-flop between maybe two thoughts, two ideas, two ways of doing things. Like this person has a really hard time making up their mind, and they see you being able to not only take in the advice of others on how they do things and learn from other people, but you also have your own strong convictions. So you're willing to listen, but you're also willing to sort of teach and let other people know what it is that you believe, what you stand for, your thoughts and opinions on things. You could be a highly opinionated someone, or you could just be someone who's very blunt and straightforward, or you could just be someone who just doesn't have an issue sharing their ideas, where this person doesn't feel like they have their ideas fully formed. They don't feel like they quite know the right thing to do everything. It's just weird that we have these two people sort of balancing thing, and this thing's going up and down, and this person's kind of like juggling and going like, oh, I don't know what to do, and you're doing the same thing, but you're just like calmly pouring things into a cup and whatever, and you're just like, I got this. So they're a little bit jealous of your sense of control, your strong convictions. Like you come off very confident to them, and then it's weird that we got this sort of judgment angel theme going on for both things. And for me, when I see that sort of energy, for me, when I see like that higher angel card, at least side by side with the wings and stuff spread out, it's like you almost seem unreal. Like you don't seem like you're of this world. Like it's like you don't let things get to you. Like either like maybe you come off very spiritual to this person, like you just aren't bothered by things that are going on in the material plane, and this person just seems to be like really bothered by like the small things or things like that, are all the tasks and things that they have to handle, and you're just like, let it come, let it go, you know, it doesn't matter for you, okay? And this can also sort of mean that this person could be a little bit awkward, because sometimes I get the Two of Pentacles represent someone who's just an awkward person, okay? They don't quite know how to get along with everyone, and they don't know how to be, just kind of get involved with the group. They kind of feel like maybe there's certain people they need to act a certain way towards over here, and there's certain people they need to act a way so over there, versus you just seem to be able to act yourself with whoever, and people seem to like you anyway. So that's another reason that this person is sort of jealous. So how they express their jealousy is they express it, honestly, for the most part, they kind of keep it to themselves. With the Seven of Pentacles card here, we have a card of reflection, and from my own experience, Seven energy sort of keeps a lot of things internal. They're not really outwardly expressing all their thoughts and all the things you know, that a lot of people would do, except for the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands seems to be like the only sort of outwardly expressive seven card in general. But in general, for sevens, they're sort of like just taking that time to reflect, taking that time to connect with themselves, taking that time to let everything all in. But how they're going to express themselves is possibly they're just going to get really quiet if there is a way of if they are sort of around you. They may not speak as much. You may find them observing you a lot. This is the kind of person who may even just kind of fall under your wing, you know, no pun intended with these wings here, who may just kind of listen and take your advice. It's weird. They're not like they're not like a mean-spirited sort of person, which makes sense with this Two of Pentacles here. Like I said, this is a very fun and easygoing person. So they're not wishing anything ill on you in any way. They're probably just learning from you, okay? So if you see someone trying to sort of take in what you're doing, maybe even copying a little bit and seeing how they can apply it into their own life, then that's how they're going to express it. They express things in a very practical way. They don't really believe in sort of just trying to like tear you down or anything like that. This is the type of person who will just kind of, like I said, they're just gonna follow your lead and they're gonna try to take in what it is that you do, okay? But then they're gonna mix it into their own way of doing things, okay? So like, let's say you're the type of person and you're on some sort of, you're on some sort of health kick, okay? So, and then you explain all about your health routine and how many sit-ups you do and kickbacks and hip thrusts and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, that seems like a good idea. I'm not gonna do everything like that, but maybe I can get up at 6 a.m. like you do and start working out. Like they're gonna take a little bit of what you do and sort of apply it to their own life. And that's how they sort of express it. Like I said, it's not really a bad thing. It's actually really good. They sort of see you as someone to, look up to in a sense, like almost in a teacher-like manner, all right? So that is all I have for you, pile number one. That is who is jealous and envy of you. You guys sound like amazing people. So don't forget to follow me and join the Astronaut fam. You can follow me on Instagram. You can subscribe to this channel. And you can check out next week's reading as well. That is all I have for you guys. I will see you next time. Au revoir. Okay, pile number two. Let's see who is jealous of you and why. So, first pile we have describes the person. Queen of Wands. All right, so this person is more than likely a woman or someone who has a very high sort of feminine energy. When I get the Queen of Wands, I get somebody who's actually a pretty attractive person. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really get the Queen of Wands describing someone who doesn't take care of themselves, someone who doesn't really care about their appearance, somebody who's in sweatpants all day or something like that. The Queen of Wands cares about their appearance. Think like Instagram baddie, think Fashion Nova website. This person probably dresses a very provocative way or a very sexy way, or they just kind of like have that sort of energy about themselves. They may wear a lot of form-fitting clothing if it's not like provocative, sexy sort of thing. But the Queen of Wands like is definitely just like high sexual energy, just a very like generally attractive person. But if you're describing their personality, there's somebody who's very highly ambitious, someone who's a go-getter, someone who doesn't really wait for people to come to them and offer them things. There's someone who will go out and get it themselves. They're also someone who is very well accomplished and someone who possibly is in some sort of managerial role or supervisor role, or somebody who is like at least has high ambitions and goals and they're working towards them. And there's someone who will not back down from a fight. And with the fire energy, it's so funny because I was just talking about pile number one being highly opinionated. With the Queen of Wands, you definitely have someone who has very strong beliefs, very strong belief system, and someone who knows who they are. This is not like somebody who copies somebody's look. This is not somebody who is out here who's insecure, but this is somebody who's generally very, very confident, okay? That's the kind of person you have jealous of you. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on. What is your connection with this person? Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is very new. So this could be someone who is new to your life. If this is not someone who's new to your life, then what this is saying is this person could possibly be like, Ace of Swords is like Gemini energy because it's a lower sword energy, and Gemini is the lowest air sign sort of thing. Gemini energy is like siblings, cousins, neighbors, acquaintances. It's not like super deep friendships. It's very casual friendships if you have some. So if this isn't a new person in your life, then it would fit the bill of like of the people I just listed, neighbors, siblings, etc. Okay. Granted, those people could obviously be new in your life. Maybe you found out you had some long lost sibling or something like that. But like, all I'm saying is that's just the energy and probably their connection to you. But if we're gonna be very literal, then this person is new in your life. This is someone you don't talk to a whole bunch, because with the Ace of Swords here, it's kind of like quick energy. It's not like someone you're having very, very long, deep conversations with. This is not someone you have this strong, beautiful dialogues with all the time. This is is probably someone you don't spend a whole bunch of time talking to, but you do casually see this person and say, hey, how are you? What's up? How are things going? Da, 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 da. You do have some conversations with this person. You do connect on some way. This can also say that you guys are connected through social media because it is an air sign energy, and air signs are about connection, especially Gemini energy. Gemini energy is 100 and totally 20,000% social media all the way, even though social media, like Geminis themselves are so funny. They prefer like Twitter or something like that. If you're going to go by Gemini energy for social media, this isn't like Instagram. I follow you on Instagram. This would be like a place where you have more dialogue and conversations and stuff. So just trying to throw things out there so you get a full idea. All right, so why would they be jealous? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, I pulled like 2 cards. Let's do it for this. Okay. Wheel of Fortune clarified by the 2 of Swords. Okay. So with the Wheel of Fortune, we have life. Okay, the first thing I thought of when I thought of this is this person has an inability to jump and move towards change. Like, they have a really strong problem with change in their life. They don't like to move forward. They get very caught off guard and stuck when it comes to making very major life decisions. Okay, like this person does not want to move. With the 2 of Swords here, it's like saying this person is at a stalemate. They may have tons and tons of ideas. They may have inspiration hitting them all the time, but they just feel like trapped in their own mind in a sense, and they just don't know what direction to go, okay? They, like I said, they have a real strong issue with change. So it's possible they are jealous of you because they feel like you take risk in life and you don't mind putting yourself out there. You don't mind the failure. You don't mind having your ideas sort of be successful or not successful. You don't mind making mistakes in conversations. You don't mind just saying the wrong thing sometimes. Like, you're okay with the sense of failure in a way. And that is why this person is sort of envious of you. They kind of feel like you have this sense of optimism because the Wheel of Fortune is sort of associated with Jupiter, and Jupiter is a planet that represents luck, optimism, travel in a sense. And it could also mean that you guys are just well-traveled and you seem like super well-rounded, and they kind of feel like they maybe been stuck in a box for too long and there's just not a lot that they know. They feel like there's just a lack of experience that they have in the world, okay? Just overall, with the 2 of Swords energy, it's like somebody's just been stuck in the same place for so long, and you just seem like a person who just has such a full, sort of rich life experiences, okay? I hope that that sort of makes sense, especially with all the like 4 creatures kind of evolving around the wheel. Like, you just have this full sense of nature going on, okay? I mean, I'm not quite sure what else I can say there. Let me sort of see what it is that they're doing to like express their jealousy, like how they express it. Okay, so this person comes off very optimistic. So funny, like they're Jupiterian energy in a sense, like these 2 tens being connected. So this is basically saying how they express their jealousy is that they come off very, very like, oh, that's good for you and you're doing this in your life, that's amazing, and oh my gosh, I've never heard of that, and that looks wonderful, and like they're very encouraging, okay? They're like very much like, that is wonderful news for you. Everything's all positive. We're just one good, happy family here. I love that you are getting all these opportunities. I love that you are being positive about the future. I love that you're putting yourself out there. I love that you also are not letting the ups and downs of your life get to you. You know what I mean? I love that you can just change things and move and go forward. It's just like they're super positive and super optimistic. They're not going to express their jealousy as bitter and nasty. They're going to try to be closer to you. They're going to try to be your friend. They're going to try to be very friendly towards you and butter you up. But they seem to just be sort of jealous of the fact that you just seem to either like you have this stroke of luck, or you just can go with the flow. Okay, like you don't stay stuck on the bad. Okay, you don't stay stuck on you don't stay in situations that you don't deem necessary. Like, you know how some people, they just can't let certain things go that they've invested so much time and energy to. You just kind of seem like, I could breathe, I could take it or leave it, whatever. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to do what's best for me. That's your energy, okay? So that is the person who is jealous of you guys. It's funny, they're normally such a super confident person, but they do have issues letting things go. They do have issues making decisions. They do have issues being with moving forward. They have a lot of issues like with conflict as well. Like, they're not the type of person who likes to tackle conflict, which makes sense because like they're they prefer to be super positive all the time. So if there's a conflict arise, they're just gonna bury their head in the sand. They kind of feel like you're not the person who does that. They feel like they have to block out their emotions while you just kind of openly express them. So that's the type of person who is jealous of you. Okay, pile number 2. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and be a part of the Astronaut fam. I really cannot wait to see you guys next week with next week's reading. I hope this resonated for you guys. If not, you know, feel free to choose another pile, and I will see you guys next week. Au revoir. Okay, pile number 3. Let's see who is jealous of you and why. So, ooh, just flipped around. So this describes the person who is jealous of you. We have the 4 of Wands. So this is somebody who is very happy, very optimistic. Somebody who's a bit of a homebody. This is someone who is very private, likes their private time. Somebody who is very like fun-loving. Someone who likes to do things for other people. Somebody who someone who doesn't stray too far from home. So, like, this is somebody who just basically spends a lot of time around the people they deem near and dear to them and close to them, okay? So, very social person in general. Also, with this sort of 4 energy, kind of reminds me of like Leo energy, where it's someone who is normally a very good spirited person, someone who can be very creative, and someone who's very like possibly artistic, and someone who is very expressive and can be very bold and sometimes very loud, okay? Especially if you think about the 4 of Cups energy, right? 4 of Wands energy representing celebrations. Who's ever heard of a quiet celebration? You know what I mean? Celebrations are loud, so this person can be quite a loud person, okay? This is their connection to you. We have the 3 of Wands. Okay, so with the 3 of Wands here, 3 of Wands is sort of like this person who is waiting for all their ships to come in. They're waiting for the results of all the actions that they take. 3 of Wands is such an entrepreneurial energy. It's someone who has made a choice. They've put themselves out there, and they've decided to sort of just see how things turn out, okay? They're someone who's a visionary. So their relationship to you could possibly be like, this could be a business relationship. This could be a relationship where you guys work in the same place. This could be a relationship where you guys are in the same sort of club, hobby, something you guys do in your off time. This could actually just be somebody. Sometimes I get the 3s to represent a friend of a friend, or like some kind of third party connection. Like this person may not directly be close to you, but they may be close to someone you know. So you could be like, oh, this is my cousin's boyfriend, or this is my, you know, niece's best friend. Like this is like, it can also, like I said, it can represent that third party situation here where you're just like, this, I don't even talk to this person like that, and they're like jealous of you. Also, like I said, with the Three of Wands here, and how it's a third party situation, it can represent someone literally being like at a distance, like someone who's just not close to you in a sense. So if you have a long distance relationship with someone, or if you were friends with someone and like they moved away, or you had a boyfriend or girlfriend and they moved away or something like that, this can represent somebody who is at a distance from you. This can also represent, because it is a card that represents leadership, this can represent like a boss figure, because it's like someone who, this is representing their relationship to you. And since the Three of Wands represents leadership, it's like saying somebody who has some sort of power over you, or some sort of, you know, you guys know what I mean. They have some sort of, they give you some sort of direction, okay? There's somebody who shows other people the way. So that could be their relationship to you, where there's somebody who's like some kind of guiding figure, could possibly be like a teacher or something like that, okay? So that is their relationship to you. Okay, so why are they jealous? All right, we have the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh, I got the Page of Swords just like a couple of days ago, and it was basically describing, because sometimes I use cards to just like test things and help me learn even more. Even though I've been studying this for 10 years, you never know what you can learn. I've learned so much, it's just amazing. But I pulled the Page of Swords to sort of describe a conversation between two people, and the conversation had to do with movies, had to do with a little bit of pop culture, it had to do with script writing, it had to do with acting. So it was just like light-hearted chatter, fun sort of chatter. So what I'm getting from this is they are jealous of your ability to sort of either be in tune with pop culture. You know how some people just like, they're like, oh, did you hear about, and they're like, yeah, I heard about this, and I also heard about this, and I know this information too, and this is what's going on as well. And they're like, whoa, okay, like you seem to know everything. Like so they could be jealous of that. They can also be jealous that it seems really easy for you to make casual conversation with others. Maybe this person really struggles with, you know, maybe small talk, or talking about sort of topics such as, you know, celebrities, TV shows, you know, news, you know, some people can't just like talk about things like that because maybe they don't spend a lot of time, you know, reading articles on, you know, people's top favorite chocolate or something like that. So they feel like for you, it's so easy to be a socialite. Or what this is saying is like you just have a general lighthearted nature. Like let's say you're more reserved and you're not like this chatterbox about you. What it's saying is you come off very youthful, you come off very lighthearted, you come off very like bright and optimistic, and you come off very inspirational. Like you're the type of person to be like, well, why can't I drop an album at age 40 or something like that? Like you just have like this sort of childlike spirit to you. So they're just like, wow, this person is over here taking risks and taking chances and doing things that most people would deem to be silly, and they don't care about, you know, somebody's age. They don't care about you know, how much, how they're supposed to act. They just sort of go out there and they're willing to tackle and take on new ideas, and they're willing to be open and understanding, and they're really willing to talk about these little things with people, because sometimes I've gotten the Page of Swords to like represent like conversations like, okay, what do you say to somebody who is, you know, getting dental work done, right? It's like saying, do you say good luck, or do you say like best wishes? Like it's like little nuanced conversations like that the Page of Swords can sort of represent. So they kind of feel like you're someone who has a sort of almost, I wouldn't say mastery, but you're really good at making those lighthearted conversations. What are they called too? Icebreakers. You're like, you would be like an icebreaker king or queen. You know what I mean? They're like, you're good at this. Even if you don't think you are, this person thinks you are, and that's why they're jealous. Okay, this is how they express their jealousy with the King of Wands here. Like I said, if this person's in a leadership position, then this person is probably giving you a lot of attention and tasks. Whenever I get the King of Wands, that's somebody who is exerting a lot of energy towards something. So you really can't miss this sort of jealousy. With the King of Wands, that's someone who is always like in your face, always got something to say to you, like they're always in your vicinity. There's always someone who's just like hovering around. They're like someone who is just on the ready to sort of burst into the conversation. Sometimes they may even interrupt your conversation and then start talking about themselves. Sometimes if this is a person who is like a manager of you, they may just sort of give you tasks to do. Sometimes they'll try to just like divert themselves to being the center of attention, like I just said. Or there's someone who sort of just like tries to say, oh, well, look at the things that I've done, and I'm creative too, and I'm amazing as well. And like, they're like somebody who would act like that in a sense. And there's someone who's just going to, they're not going to be very, nasty in a way. It's not a nasty energy, though they may have a bit of a temper, so sometimes they can come off very like agitated and irritated. But with this Four of Wands energy, they may just crack a lot of jokes themselves. Like they may think that you are just naturally funny and witty, so they themselves are going to say, well, they have this wand, so they have a lot of ego energy and a lot of like a lot of things to do with the self. Okay, so they're going to share their own opinions. They're going to share their own thoughts. They may say a few things that are just like, whoa, that's a little bit uncalled for to say. That's a little too blunt. That's a little bit, whoa, that's a little bit too direct. So, I mean, wands really don't have that sense of like, I don't know how to say, balance in a way. They're not, this is not a Libra energy, okay? This is not a Venusian energy. This is a very like Mars-like energy, Sun-like energy, Jupiter-like energy. So they come from a place of just like, very passionate. So they just may come off very, very passionate. If you see somebody and they're all of a sudden, they're just talking like let's say you're talking to them and then all of a sudden they're like voicing their opinion and they just sound so passionate and maybe even a little bit angry and irritated, or they may even just sound like just really excited. And if they come off like that, if you see somebody like that, like they're always kind of like trying to put themselves in the conversation, making themselves the center, because like this is the king likes to be the center, and all of a sudden you see somebody doing that, then that is that person I'm talking about. And it's so funny because like this sort of embodies you, and you see how this page is sort of looking towards like other people. They're like going towards the crowd, sort of socializing with everyone. This person is looking directly at you and being like, pay attention to me. Like I want this attention as well. I want people to think I'm great. I want people to think I'm fun. This person could even just like want your specific attention. Okay, they may just not even like that you are talking to someone else. So if this person is a person who has romantic feelings for you, which it very well could possibly be with all these wands here, or at least a lot of desire towards you, that is also possible as well. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. This person can just find that you are preferably desirable and they specifically may want your attention. If not, then this is just somebody who likes to be the center of the attention and they feel like you are cramping their style over here. Okay, like they're like, wow, this person can just talk about anything to anyone, or they just have these keen observations and that just are silly, and everyone can sort of chime in. Okay, so that is who is jealous of you, pile number 3, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Astronaut fam, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week. Till then, au revoir. Pile number 4, let's get started on who is jealous of you. Okay, so this card is going to describe their personality or just kind of who they are in general. With the 5 of coins here, we have somebody who has some either low self-esteem, somebody who doesn't know their value or worth. You know, oh my God, you know what's crazy is I was just watching this video about this woman who went from like 7 figures or 6 figures, then lost it, then gained it all back. And she was saying this whole time where she was like losing things and gaining things back and whatever, she had to work on the sort of mental level up, okay? She had to work on her own self-worth because her whole life she had people telling her she she was ugly, that she was too dark, that she was not beautiful. And she was starting to believe these things. Like she was, I think her husband put a bunch of pictures of her on the wall or something like that, and when she was away, and she came back, and she took it as him like sort of making fun of her, because she truly believed that she did not have that sort of value. Like she could not see her own beauty and her own worth. So we have somebody who is possibly just like that, which is very sad actually. So, it makes sense, you know, poverty sad and a lack of self-worth is sad. Isn't it funny though, like how money is so attached to self-worth? I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, these reasons aren't supposed to be this long. I'm gonna go over here, get into speeches and stuff like that. But basically, this is somebody who does not have a strong self-worth, or they're basing their worth on something that's material, and they have a lack of spiritual element to them, which is why they are being stripped raw at the moment, because they're realizing, oh, I don't have the fancy car, so I can't be special, or I don't have the look, so I can't be all that, or I don't have the girl that I want or the guy that I want, so I must be trash or something like that. You know what I mean? They're tying their self-worth to things of material value. Okay, man, I'm getting into a whole rant. let's just move on. Okay, so this is, sorry guys, sometimes you get into a topic and you're like, this is only supposed to be a couple minutes, Brandi, it's not that deep, but their connection to you. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is very interesting with the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups energy is like not physical energy. It's not energy that's just like in-person things that you're touching. Like I've literally pulled this card for several times in the past couple of weeks, and it's really got to do with ideas and things that you're planning, and it has to do with formulating sort of like fantasies, not even just fantasies, just I think it's really just more ideas and choices, because it's only a fantasy if you just choose not to act on it. So this could possibly be someone who you really don't spend a lot of time with, okay? Someone who in their mind, they have more of an impact on your life than you may have. Or it's like somebody with the Five of Coins energy. You may have just in general a lot of people who you pass by on the street, because this Five of Pentacles represents poverty, and a lot of times, you know, people kind of just like pass by the homeless. You don't really want to, like I know a lot of times you don't really want to speak to the homeless. Most people don't. It's not anything to be like mad or ashamed about, but it's just a lot of people just don't want to spend time with the homeless and make a lot of eye contact and etc. and spend a lot of time talking, because a lot of people don't want to be asked for money in a sense, right? So it could be just like generally because a situation, not like homeless people are jealous. It's like saying people who you keep at a distance, people who you don't talk to, people who are just like sort of passing you by. They have like these sort of fantasies sort of in their head of maybe what your life could be like and who you are as a person. There's something that's maybe about your energy that's very abundant, and seems like you just have this whole world set out in front of you. Possibly you're a very attractive person, because with the Seven of Cups I usually get it to represent someone who's very attractive as well. So it's just people sort of like passing you by who don't really like know you like that. Are just generally like very jealous of you, just because I'm sure it's probably because you come off very abundant, but we're gonna get into why. But it's just not anybody really close to you or anybody you really know. Let's see. 10 of Wands. So it's pretty much exactly what I said before. The 10 of Wands energy represents that workaholic energy. It represents that abundance of responsibilities. Quite often I get it for like being like worn out or exhausted, but sometimes I get it to represent passion, to represent someone who has a very strong sexual desire for someone, or someone who has just a very strong sexual energy in themselves, okay? So it could just mean that you are somebody who is highly attractive, which is basically what I said before with the Seven of of Cups here. Or if you don't think you're attractive, other people do. Other people passing you by just think you're a very attractive person. And not only that, but they think that you are somebody who has a lot. Like you have an abundance of either energy, things to do, passion. Like you just seem like you're somebody who can take control of what is around you. You act on it, because the 10 of Wands probably acts a little bit too much. They take on a little bit too much, and they feel like you're somebody who probably has tons and tons of opportunities, or they could just find you somebody who just has a lot of energy. You know, somehow sometimes some people just seem so hi, how are you doing, da da da, again, like what are you doing today, da 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 da, and they just see that and they're just like, how is this person so wide awake at like this time and like this? Or it's just kind of like somebody sees that you're over here, you're going to work, you're getting dressed, you're looking good, you're socializing as well, or you're going home and you're in your zone, your peace or whatever, you're meditating, you have your clubs, your groups, you get to go out, you have this maybe you look amazing and stuff. They're like, who is this person? Like this person just seems like so cool. Like they like they just kind of feel like you just have it all. Okay, sometimes with the 10 of Wands, that's, sorry guys, my camera cut off, like I was saying, or they just generally just think that you guys are just hot stuff. Okay, so for some reason they not for some reason, like there's something wrong with you, but they definitely, people just see you as that. Another thing is they could see that you are just very expressive, and you're someone who just seems like somebody who a lot of people pay attention to, somebody people just can't ignore. Okay, so that's another reason people are sort of jealous of you. How they express their jealousy. We have the 3 of Cups. Okay, so these are the type of people, it's similar to another pile, I don't know if that was pile 1 or pile 2, who will be very, very friendly towards you. Okay, so these are the type of people, like, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Okay, sis, or bro. But these are the type of people who will express it in a very like fun way, or it's kind of like saying, because we do have Fire and Cups connecting, and I want to give both interpretations just because of this. They could be expressing it in a way that it's like, it seems very friendly, but then like behind your back, they're talking this, they're saying that. Like this is the very sort of traditional sort of way that people are expressing their jealousy. They could be very fake towards you, like have a lot of fake friends, like they seem like they're reliable and then they don't follow through. Or it's just like saying there's somebody who will, they won't tell you, like, if your hair's out of place, if you looking messed up. If you're out here and you're going out and you're partying, they kind of let you just like fall to the wayside. They're not paying attention to you. They're not making sure that you get home safe. They're over here like maybe trying to set you up with some bums. They're over here like not really supporting you. They try to like, in a way, they could try to knock you down a peg, and they try to maybe even socially isolate you, or set other friends against you or other people against you and talk smack like that. But they themselves can be very like fake. Okay, but it's weird because, like I said, it's possible like these people just don't know you. Okay, like what I'm getting here is like there isn't a very strong connection. So if these are people who are in your vicinity, then there's somebody who is possibly very gossipy and sort of like spreading things about you in a social environment. But if these are people who are just kind of passing you by on the street, then they're just somebody who's just going to talk smack to other people. Like, did you see that person? They were like this, and then they kind of like try to, you know, make fun of you or something like that. You know, people like that who are just so rude. They'll just make off comments to people on the street or something like that. But like I said, if for some reason these people are somebody who's close to you, even though 7 of Cups isn't a very like close energy, if they are close to you, then, you know, be on the lookout if you have anybody like that in your life who is, you know, never has your back, who never invites you out. You know, you see them going out with other friends and they don't say anything to you, who either they don't want to set you up with anybody, or if they set you up with somebody, it's like somebody who's just like, are you serious? Or it's like they never have the check. They never tell you if you're looking busted. They're always trying to like maybe even compete with you, because sometimes when we get the 3 of Cups, it's like things are not equal. You know what I mean? Like that, like, so I just want to give you all the examples just in case this person is like in your life or something and they're close by, but hopefully they're not close by. Hopefully this is just people on the street, but also be wary of that because like maybe for some reason because you are an attractive person that people passing by are just like, you know, saying just rude things about you in your direction. Okay, so that is all I have for you, pile number 4. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I cannot wait to see you next week with next week's reading. So feel free to join the Astronaut fam. Until then, au revoir. Okay, pile number 5. So it's Mercury retrograde, so you guys know I had to film something over. Let's just get started on you guys' pile. This is who is jealous of you. This is going to embody who they are and their personality. And also because we have such an interesting card here with the 3 of Cups. I usually get this for friends, so it's possible that you do have a friend that's jealous, but this could just be explaining their personality. So if we're going by personality, then this person is somebody who is very playful, very fun. This is somebody who's a party goer, someone who likes to have fun, someone who likes to live it up, somebody who likes to, you know, drink, smoke, whatever. They love to play, you know what I mean? They love free time. They don't like working hard and stuff. Or if they do like working hard, you know, this is work hard, play harder, and they love to play harder, okay? So this can also be somebody who's very flirtatious, somebody who loves going out on dates. I've gotten the 3 of Cups to just mean somebody who's like very casually dating. So this could be somebody who casually dates a lot, or very like somebody who's like a serial monogamous. But like I said, this can also be somebody who's like a friend, but we're gonna see who they are in relation to you. We have the Emperor. Okay, so if this is a friend, then this is possibly a male friend, or this is a friend who is very like more serious, okay? So in relation to you though, the Emperor tends to be somebody, if there's this, like I said, if this person's not a friend, then here's the other possibilities. This is somebody who is like a boss, because I've gotten the Emperor to read the boss. Somebody who is very much independent, somebody who probably has their own business or like has their own company, somebody who is like an entrepreneur, somebody who is very professional, confident, somebody who maybe comes from a good home and family and background, because the Emperor sort of represents like having like this birthright and born into some sort of legacy, okay? Somebody who maybe even born with a silver spoon in their mouth, okay? And in relation to you, it could be somebody who is normally in a position who is supposed to like take care of you, okay? Like I said, that's why we mentioned the sort of boss overhead, okay? And I've even gotten the Emperor to mean like somebody's spirit guide once, but like, and I only mention that because like, I'm just trying to let you know this could be somebody who's like not your spirit guide. Obviously your spirit guide wouldn't be jealous of you, but somebody who's supposed to watch over you, somebody who's supposed to take care of you, somebody who's normally in a position of power and authority, somebody who's supposed to lead you and guide you is somebody who is possibly even jealous of you. So could this be like your actual father? Could be like somebody who is like maybe a leader, a team leader, a supervisor, a manager, somebody who is like a teacher in a sense, because the Emperor can be a teacher in a way, or somebody who's supposed to be like protecting you and taking care of you, okay? I don't even know how else to explain that, okay? If they had like a military background, the Emperor would imply that. If they were like a security officer or a police person, the Emperor can embody all of that energy as well. So this is why they are jealous. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Gosh, so many people are jealous of the material stuff. So the Ace of Pentacles, if this is not material, but then this is going to have to do with like basically qualities you are at the person. But let's describe the material first. When we have the Ace of Pentacles representing material, they could think that you have, you know, a nice sort of, like I say, car, a nice sort of home. They could think that you have wonderful friends. They could think you have a cute significant other. They could think that you are somebody who has a lot of nice things. Maybe you got the latest phone. Maybe you have a great camera. Maybe you're somebody who has amazing shoes. Like maybe they're expensive shoes. Maybe you have an expensive bag. Maybe you have an expensive wallet. Maybe you have a nice suit, a nice tie. This could also be something that's very physically on you. I think we got this for another reading where it was like their physical body was something possibly somebody's jealous of, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. This could be like, oh man, you just got your teeth done, because like the Ace of Pentacles is new, okay? This is a new energy. It's like saying, oh, you just got your teeth cleaned and now they're so white and pearly and my God, I'm so jealous, like that. It could be like a new body, right? So if you've lost weight or you've gained some muscle or, you know, something else, or maybe you're just like more curvy if you're a woman, maybe you have some incredible calves or something like that, some nice arms, very muscular arms or whatever like that if you're a guy or a girl, whatever. But it's like saying there's something physically on your body that you gain, that you put effort to make, and they could be jealous of that. If this is your personality, then what this is saying, this person is jealous of you, the fact that you're humble, the fact that you are responsible, the fact that you are very relatable and down to earth, the fact that you're so easygoing, the fact that you are organized. They're jealous of the fact that you are very critical and analytical, and you have a very strong sound mind. They could be jealous of the fact that you seem to have a lot of support, because Ace of Pentacles can mean support and offering. Just look at the way this hand is holding it. It's like saying, hey, I'm supporting you, I've got your back. So they could think that a lot of people have your back. They could even be jealous of your sort of prestige, reputation, and status, especially if this person is the Emperor like energy. They would not want somebody who looks like they have potential to be a better leader or than them, okay? So they could be jealous of your ability to lead others as well, and say, and jealous of your ability to sort of serve people and know what they want and cater to other people's needs, because maybe they feel like they could do better in a sense. And this is how they express their energy with the Ace of Swords. Okay, so these Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Swords, it'd be kind of like these two sort of like reversed, because Pentacles and Swords don't really sort of like each other as much. But, I mean, it depends on surrounding cards, but given the fact this is a reading about jealousy, more than likely this is reading it like reversed. But it's like saying like this person either... One, with the Ace of Swords, they're not expressing it. They're keeping it very tight-lipped to themselves. Or two, they're being very passive-aggressive. Okay, so that's like somebody who gives backhanded compliments. That's somebody who says, you know, you're doing, like if they worked with you, they're like, oh my gosh, you're doing so much better on your projects before. You were such a mess when you came in, or something like that. Like they would be like very nice, nasty towards somebody, or like something like that. Or like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit today. You know, normally you dress kind of like crazy, but you know, it's interesting how you chose to switch things up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they're very like passive aggressive in that way. So this person can come off very passive aggressive, very sort of like nasty in that sense, and that's how they express it. Or like I said, they could be very tight-lipped. You know, Cardi B's song, Bodak Yellow, when she says that if you see me and I don't speak, that means I don't F with you. That could be like this person's energy, that they see you and they're not saying anything to you. That means they don't mess with you. They're like, don't really like you. Like they're just over here friendly talking, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 hey, how, blah, blah. Then they see you and they're just tight-lipped, okay? They got nothing else to say, okay? They are just the meanest person when it comes to you. They are super unfriendly. They are very guarded, and they're not going to let their guard down to you. So like I said, they could be jealous of things that you have, features that you physically may have worked towards. Like I said, if you lost weight, gained muscle, something like that. Or they could be jealous of just like the fact that you feel like you got support and you have just a good personality or good position or a good job or something like that, okay? But like I said, this person, like I said, could be somebody who is somebody who's supposed to protect you, somebody who is supposed to look after you, maybe an authority figure like a boss or a supervisor, somebody who is like maybe possibly a male sort of friend, or if not a male friend, a very masculine, very like woman, okay? So this is all I have for you guys, pal. Number, my goodness, I think we're 5 or something like that. I had to refilm this, so my brain's like a little bit out of it. I had to refilm so many, but yeah, that is all I have for you guys. I hope this makes sense. If not, you know, feel free to choose another pal. If it did, you know, feel free to like, subscribe, and join the Astronaut fam. And I cannot wait to see you guys next week with next week's reading. That is all I have for you. As always, information for private readings in the description box below. And if you want to get a weekly reading or see what's happening for the week ahead, all you have to do is head on to my Instagram, astrotarotresearch.net. Astro-Tarot Research. AstroTarotResearch.net is where you can get the reading, but Astro-Tarot Research is my Instagram. So that's all I have for you guys. Au revoir. All right, guys, if you've chosen pile number 6, let's get started on your reading of who is jealous of you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So we're going to describe the person. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's very hardworking, someone who's very diligent, someone who can be a little bit of a perfectionist. This is somebody who will go over things over and over, similar to like the Mercury retrograde energy, but it'd be like if Mercury retrograde were in Virgo. This person has to make sure everything is up to par. This person is somebody who will like plan every step of like a vacation. This is somebody who has like a very high analytical ability, and this is somebody who is very slow at getting things done. They have to work at their own pace, and this could possibly even be somebody who's like a colleague, someone who is like a fellow classmate, fellow student. This is possibly even somebody who is just like very young but very bright-eyed and very goal-oriented and focused on their future. Okay, so what is their relationship to you? Okay, with the Knight of Cups, it reminds me of that 7 of Cups energy. I believe we had it as another pile, where their relationship could possibly have to do with they are not like super close to you, because the 9 of Cups energy is like this surrounded social energy. It reminds me of the 11th house in tarot, though I'm not quite sure because that's air sign ruled, but it just reminds me of having like this big huge friend group where you have tons of people around. If you guys don't have a big huge friend group, then this is like maybe like a place where you go where you have a bunch of people you could potentially network with, like work, school, some sort of hobby, conferences, etc. I'm just trying to give you an example of possible their relationship to you. This could also be somebody who possibly you guys eat with or eat in the same vicinity with. You know how some people sort of like eat their lunch in a cafeteria. Some people like maybe they go out to a certain restaurant to eat for lunch, and maybe they do it often. This can also sort of mean like with this cup energy can be very servient in a sense, because we have the sign of Cancer, and we have like the 8th house, and we have the 12th house energy, and all of those energies have to do with sort of caring towards someone, taking care of someone. So this could be someone, if you were so fortunate enough to sort of like have a maid, then this could be like a maid. This could be like somebody who you go to quite often, like maybe you go to Starbucks quite often and there's a barista there that, you know, you sort of talk to or something like that, or possibly even someone who you, sorry for all the interruptions and everything's kind of loud, but like somebody who possibly would be in like a servitude sort of position towards you, like a waiter, or something like somebody who works at a front desk somewhere or something like that, okay? Maybe you work in a building with security and this person is like in that sort of position, okay? So this is why they are jealous of you. We have the 10 of Pentacles, okay? This is very obvious to me. With the 10 of Pentacles energy, I think we just had this like a few weeks ago. If you follow me on my Instagram and you get the weekly tarot readings, then you know a few weeks ago, if you chose that pile, then we had the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles was sort of embodying somebody being jealous of, or somebody desiring somebody's body in that reading. But in this reading in particular, it's kind of, it could possibly be like somebody is jealous of your physical features, because the 10 of Pentacles, just so you understand the sort of relation, because some people just they're beginners, so they don't get it. But the 10 of Pentacles represents family and family legacy. And what does family pass on? Their genes, okay? So there are some features that, that you have physically that this person would probably be jealous of. Maybe you have like a small nose, maybe you have a big nose, maybe you have long lashes, maybe you have full lips, maybe you have a long hair, maybe you have like long nails, maybe you have small feet or something like that. But there's something about your physical appearance that this person is jealous of. It's either that, or it's saying that you come off like you are very successful, or like you came from a good family, like you're middle class, you have a good background, good education, and they may be jealous of that, because especially with this Knight of Pentacles energy, they're on their grind. They're like, they kind of have to a little bit struggle for, not struggle, but they kind of have to work hard for what they want. And maybe they look at you and they see like you have everything, and they don't think that you have to work as hard from their perspective. They just feel like you may have a nice car, like you may have a nice home, you may have nice friends and family. Like I said, you may live in a safe neighborhood. They just feel like that you have a lot of luxuries that they don't have within their own life, and that's why this person is sort of jealous of you and very envious towards you, okay? It's just a very like a very sort of a materialistic thing, because I have gotten this card to sort of mean somebody has everything they could possibly want and need. Like they can buy luxury items, they could buy cheaper items, they can just go where they want to go. They have the family that they want, they have the home that they want, they have the life that they want. So for them, you have a very cozy, luxurious life. Like they're looking from the outside in, obviously, and they don't know, you know, too much about you, especially with this Nine of Cups energy. Everything seems like a fantasy to them. That to them, it's like they're in a different sort of world. Okay, and the last card sort of represents how they express their sort of jealousy. Okay, with this King of Swords energy, what we have here is somebody who's going to talk a lot of smack, or it's somebody who's going to keep so tight-lipped and so bitter that they are just they're going to make more expressive with their facial expressions, okay? The King of Swords is all about communication, and people do communicate with their body, so they make sort of faces towards you. They may be like somebody who just, like, you know, Cardi B's song, you know, if you see me, I don't speak, that means I don't F with you, or something like that. It's like they could be giving off that energy, like they see you, they don't say anything, that means they don't mess with you like that, okay? And this can also mean, because I've gotten this sort of 10 of Pentacles this week, and when these two cards, Pentacles and Swords, come together, they kind of get off this reversal energy in a sense, but it's kind of like saying that when I've gotten it this week to mean somebody's being left out of a group. So if this is somebody you sort of work with, this is somebody who would, like, if they were having a sort of coworker after bar meetup or something like that, they would leave you out and they would not invite you. It could be somebody who's not giving you all the details of your work, somebody who's just not being helpful towards you. Like if you had a question, they wouldn't even bother to give you an answer. They may talk to everybody else but you. They may make a very passive, sort of aggressive comments your way. This somebody can potentially be very nasty, because the King of Swords is very intelligent, and they can be very manipulative. So they can sort of spread false rumors around you, especially if you're in a workplace or you're in a sort of classroom or around a school or something like that. They can be very like rude, or if you guys just sort of work in the same industry, they can sort of put things in certain people's ears that you act a certain way or you do things a certain way, okay? They try to sort of like almost sabotage any sort of professional success you may have, just because they kind of feel like you had it easy. Okay, and that is all I have for you guys. If you guys liked the reading and felt it resonate, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys all next week. And feel free to join the Astronaut fam, and as always, you can follow me on Instagram. You can get a private reading, descriptions in the information box below, and I will see you guys later. Au revoir. File number 7, let's get started with your reading on who is jealous of you and why. So who is jealous of you? You have 5 of Wands. Okay, so this could literally be competition. So I don't know if you guys are literally in a competition. Maybe you guys are I don't know, bodybuilders, and you guys are joining some sort of competition, or maybe you are somebody who is in some other sort of field that's very competitive. This could possibly be like 5 of Wands. Sometimes if this is not indicating the person's personality, then what this is saying is this person is somebody who's of like the same level as you. So this could be like a classmate, coworker situation, okay? Quite a few of the piles are indicating that as well. This can also mean somebody who is in a similar situation as you. So let's say you guys are both single moms or something like that, and you both drop your kids off at school, and this is like saying this person is in a similar sort of like struggle or life circumstance as you, okay? So that is what the 5's energy sort of mean. This can also indicate that this person is highly competitive, somebody who is very physically fit, and this can also indicate somebody who is very hot-headed and somebody who is willing to fight for what it is that they want and go after it, okay? And this can also be a very argumentative person, okay? Just in general. So this is who this person is in relation to you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. That's a very interesting card. So we had the, I think, Ace of Swords or something like that before, but the aces sort of indicate someone being like new to you, or someone who is maybe newly introduced in your life, or it's kind of like saying you don't know this person all that well, okay? So when we have like an early Ace of Pentacles, it also reminds me of like Taurus energy. Taurus energy represents family, but family wouldn't be completely new to you unless it was like a baby, and I'm sure a baby's not new to you, right? Or it could possibly be like somebody who is newly introduced into the family, like maybe you had a brother or sister who got married and now they have a you have a brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or something like that, and this person is a new addition to your family. So it would be saying that would be like somebody who is jealous of you or something like that, or like just somebody who's connected to you through family, or somebody who's connected to you with how you make your money, because it's like I said, it's early Pentacle energy. So however it is that you make your money, like let's say you're in a similar situation like me, where you may have you're on YouTube, and let's say you're like a beauty guru or something like that, and so you have a lot of competition, and you guys are both in sort of the same industry where you both make money in the same manner. So it's like saying you have some competition in that industry which is jealous to you. You may not even really know each other, be very close to them, but maybe somebody's watching you from afar and they're like, oh man, I wish I did makeup like this person, or I like how this person did their setup like that and like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that example, but I'm just kind of saying it could possibly be somebody in the same industry as you, somebody in a similar life circumstance as you, whatever it is. It's like saying, the universe is saying like you guys are like on equal footing in terms of like either success, ambition, or something like that, okay? So this is why this person is jealous of you. We have the Ace of Wands, okay? So with the Ace of Wands here, it's like generally I get the Ace of Wands in more of a positive light, but generally what the Ace of Wands is like saying somebody is very enthusiastic, somebody is very excitable, somebody's very inspirational. So it's something about the way you carry yourself, whether you're very confident or you just come off very silly, fun-loving, somebody very playful. Ace of Wands energy can be very playful, or somebody who just always bursting with ideas, somebody who is very cheerful in a sense. Wands can be very cheerful. Like I said, it's just a very kind of like, it's not a deep energy with the Ace of Wands here, okay? Ace of Wands is like the potential to grow. So maybe they see that you have a potential to go far in life, and just because of your whole persona, or they just believe that you have a strong like presence, or because they think that you put a lot of effort into things and they just see that you have potential to go very far, so they can possibly be jealous of that. That happens sometimes. Sometimes you see someone and you're like, wow, that person really just thinks in a very creative or interesting way. They have their own uniqueness about them. Some people struggle finding their own sort of unique voice in the world, so they see other people who are very individualistic and have their own style and they're very unique, and they get envious of people like that. They just say, I wish I had my own way of doing things. I wish I thought of, you know, dyeing my hair blue and putting on pink eyeshadow or something like that. I don't know. It could be anything. Like just really anything. There's just something about your whole persona, or maybe they're like, oh God, I love how they pronounce their words like that. I wish I had thought of that. Of that sort of persona or something like that, and I like how they wave goodbye by, you know, doing like this or something like that. It's just something about you. It's like you know who you are, okay? This person may struggle with identity, because we have, like I said, we have the Five of Wands here. So Five of Wands is struggling to get that sort of ego shown, ego out in the world, because right now they're a part of the crowd. They're a part of everyone else. They're doing the same things everything else is doing, and you're being yourself and you're being true to you, and you're just marching to the beat of your own drum, and you're just, you know, you just have your own way of doing things, and they don't. They kind of feel like they're kind of like flatlining, like they don't have their own sort of presence. Like they feel like they're kind of boring in a sense. I don't know how else to say. They just kind of feel like they don't stand out, to be honest. All right, so this is how they express their jealousy. They're pretty straightforward with their jealousy, especially with the Three of Swords here. They express it in a way where they're jealous. We've had some other people be very manipulative, very like lying and whatever. These people, like I said, it's hard because they have this Five of Wands energy. It's hard for them not to be hidden about the fact that they are competitive, about the fact that they see you as competition, about the fact that they don't like you. Like they literally will just kind of just say they don't like you, or they'll just be very open about expressing it. Like they won't talk to you, they won't be around you, they'll never encourage you, they'll never push you forward, they'll never acknowledge your accomplishments, they'll never be like, they'll never give you those positive feedback, okay? This person is just going to be like a very jealous person, okay? Like they're going to act in a way that is not very kind, okay? So they don't want to be around you, especially with the Three of Swords here. This is somebody who wants that distance, who wants that separation. This is somebody who will make sure you guys just aren't really in the same sort of room, especially since this comes from like the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is like that place where everyone's at a standstill and people are like pretending to be nice to each other, and they're putting up this front, and the Three of Swords come after and it's just like saying, nah, we're done with this. We're breaking this off. I don't want us to even be together. Sometimes this happens in relationships or friendships, or even just like whatever relationship, family relationships, where you have somebody who's very jealous of the other person, and so they sort of isolate themselves from this person. They're like, you know what, you're doing really great without me, so good luck in the world, and peace, or something like that. I think we should spend less time together, or something like that. And it's because they're jealous, so they just because they can't literally be around you, and that's how they express their jealousy, okay? So that is all I have for you, pile number 7. If you like the reading, then feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you next week. And I hope you join the Astronaut fam. Also, like I said before, if you want to take a sneak peek at your week ahead, all you have to do is head on over to my Instagram at Astro-Tarot Research. And you can get a free reading, not free reading, you can get a reading. My gosh, Mercury retrograde's messing with me. You can get a reading, a private reading from me at astrotarotresearch.net, okay? If PayPal's not working, like I said before, all you gotta do is shoot me an email and I'll be there for you, all right? So see you next time. Au revoir. Hey guys, if you've chosen pile number 8, let's get started on your reading on who is jealous of you. So this describes a person who's jealous of you. We have the Knight of Swords. Oh my gosh, we got the Knight of Swords for a reading. And the Knight of Swords is an individual who's pretty much very indecisive. And it's somebody who is very inquisitive, been very curious, but they just have a lot of struggles and a lot of problems making choices. A lot of times with the Knight of Swords, it's somebody who almost wants people to make decisions for them just because they feel like sometimes just unsure of themselves, or the Knight of Swords will not take in all the facts and everything around them and all the information, and they'll just kind of leap forward into a situation instead of, trusting their own sort of ability to research and find facts and, get information out there, okay? The Knight of Swords energy is like, it's like energy that's very, very flighty, okay? It's not sure of itself. So that's why it's like flighty energy. You know how sometimes air signs can be very back and forth and hot and cold, you know what I mean? Air signs just have that energy about them because they can see things from so many different angles, and they can see reasons to go and reasons to leave, that sometimes they just gotta keep going and coming back and going and coming back and going and coming back, because they just can over rationalize things, and that's like the Knight of Swords energy. So that's the kind of person we're kind of dealing with who's jealous of you. So who are they in relation to you? We have the Five of Swords. So this could actually be somebody who has openly been manipulative and nasty towards you in the past. Maybe there's somebody who is like an ex-friend, ex-lover, ex-family member who has openly done something to betray you, because with this Five of Swords energy, this is somebody who has been they haven't been the kindest towards you. They've tried to like cheat you. They've tried to scam you. They've tried to say nasty things about you. They've tried to be mean towards you. They've tried to put you down. They've probably tried to, maybe even like the worst thing is like maybe they're like gaslighting you. Maybe they're like lying to you. Maybe they're trying to manipulate you. Maybe they're trying to, hold things over your head. Maybe they're trying to get you to apologize for things that they've done, like, oh, say sorry that you may be mad, or like, why would you do things like that? Like, just a very manipulative sort of energy, okay? Like, this is just not a very good person, honestly. This is one of the, I'm sorry, like pile number 8. This is like, man, the last pile and one of the roughest. But yeah, this is somebody you've dealt with before, and you probably know who this person is, who's just been super envious of you, and who will, you know, watch you from afar and just talk a whole lot of mess, okay? So this is why they are jealous. Queen of Wands, pretty obvious. You are a confident, beautiful, strong woman, okay? They are man, and they cannot stand it, okay? So they are like, who does this person think they are? Why do they think that they deserve to have everything? Why is this person so confident? Why, well, you know, why do people go towards this person? Why is this person, you know, getting all this praise? Like, they're just a bitter, nasty person, okay? They can't stand that you're doing well. They can't stand that you are successful. They can't stand that you're ambitious. They can't stand that you like to take the lead, that you're confident in yourself, or that you come off confident if you aren't confident. They can't stand that, you know, even animals love you or something like that. they can't stand that you are somebody who is in command of their own life, or you at least come off in command of their own life. Some people get really jealous over the fact that some people just seem so in control while they're living in chaos here. They got this 5 of Swords energy, all right? They just feel like they are living in the gutter, and you're high above in this like cloud like existence, you know, getting all the attention, getting all the love and praise, and they're just like in the grimy part of town, and you know, going through the mud and stuff like that, and dealing with all the creeps and weirdos and stuff like that. And they're just like, look at this person, who do they think they are? Like, they bet they think they're hot stuff, da 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 da, you know what I mean? This person really cannot stand that that you love yourself for who you are, and that other people do as well. It's sad, but I mean, this is kind of how this person's energy is. And this is how they express it. The Tower, okay? This is a crazy... Sorry, that just came out. Sorry. This is a very unstable person, right? The Tower is just an angry, hostile, vicious sort of energy, okay? So the Tower is somebody, they explosively express it, okay? This person, this type of person would probably try to fight you or something like that. And if they're not trying to like fight you, they might yell at you. They may like try to openly sabotage you, especially with this 5 of Swords energy and this Tower energy. This person is very hostile and very aggressive, okay? This person, the type of person, will curse you out, okay? They're looking for any sort of moment where they can catch you sort of slipping or engaging in them in a way that they think is going to be like nasty or rude or hostile. They're just waiting to jump on you for any sort of thing, okay? This person is so insecure and so in their own head. It's like they just... they're awful. Okay, and like, this is definitely someone who is either you've dealt with in the past, or you've you maybe cut out of your life, because with these swords here, it's possible that you've cut out of your life because they're looking towards the past and you're looking towards the future, okay? And honestly, I want to give you guys a heads up because we do have the Queen of Wands looking towards the Tower, so it's like saying you're looking towards something that could be very explosive, and that's their sort of energy here. So they'd even be, it's like they haven't let go of the fact of this, they're holding on so strongly to their feelings of jealousy, basically. So it's even possible that they're planning something major to like confront you or something like that, or, you know, do something. Like, I don't know if they would physically do anything, but they will definitely say something, especially with this Knight of Swords energy. They're going to try to say things to make you mad, to make you explode, to shake you, and to rattle you and unravel you, okay? So this is somebody who is very a vicious person, okay? So like I said, with the 5 of Swords here, and like who this person is, like sort of relation to you, like I said, this could be like a friend, family member, something like that. 5s for me can sort of more so indicate people who are just like in your environment. It's like this energy that's like people you sort of grown up with. That's what mainly the Five of Swords represents specifically to me, okay? Fives in general can be anything, but Five of Swords is usually like, for me, I get it as environment. So it's like childhood friends, neighborhood, people in your general area of vicinity that you sort of interact with on a daily basis. That's what that sort of Five of Swords energy comes off to me as, or at least people you used to interact with quite frequently, okay? This isn't just like a casual acquaintance you saw once in a while. Like, you saw this person quite a bit, all right? If you still saw them, and if they're still in your life, I'm so sorry. This person is just has the illest intentions towards you, and especially with the Tower here. This person is a drama queen. Like, if you're somebody who makes the smallest mistake, they'll be like, oh, look what you did here, you just can't get it right, da 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 da. Like, they just keep going on and on about nothing. And you know, people are looking at them like, what's wrong with this person? Like, other people around them can even see how shady and jealous that they are. Like, their jealousy is so explosive, okay? I just want to say that. So their jealousy may also come off as anger too. So like I said, this person could just possibly just be somebody who's loud and yelling all the time, or just saying things that are just so, like they'll take, don't you know how sometimes some people, there's nothing wrong with being truthful, right? But sometimes people use the truth to sort of like, embarrass people. They'll be like let's say you just went to the bathroom, and they'll like come out and be like, hey, guess who just took a dump? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's true, but it's like, what are you doing telling people that? Like, that's weird. Like, they're trying to basically publicly embarrass you and stuff like that. So if you have somebody in your life who's like that, that's who we're talking about now. So that is what I have for you, pile number 8. If that resonates, I'm so sorry. Hopefully it doesn't. And if it does, you know, make sure you get this person out of your life, move on, or just, you know, the best thing you can do is ignore this type of energy. Do not engage with them. They are just looking for any moment to lash out. But that is all I have for you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the reading, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week, astronauts. And if you're not an astronaut, feel free to join the fam. As always, information for private readings in the description box below, and I will see you guys next time. Au revoir.